At night, Nora kept hearing a soft tapping behind her bedroom wall. At first, she thought it was rats. Then one night she whispered, "Who's there?" A voice inside the wall replied, "I'm almost out." Terrified, she ran, but the sound followed, not from the wall, but from inside her head. She asked a psychic. The woman turned pale and said, "He's not in your wall, he's in your memories, and he's trying to take your place." Nora never slept again, but the tapping, still there. Now it's coming from your wall too. If your walls make sounds tonight, don't answer. Like, share and subscribe before he remembers your name. Emily was home alone when her phone rang. The caller ID showed her own number. Confused, she answered. A voice whispered, "Don't let her in." Before Emily could respond, a knock echoed from the front door. On the porch stood herself, smiling, motionless. Emily whispered, "Who are you?" The version outside whispered back, "I'm the one you buried last night. Remember?" The door slowly unlocks by itself. Darkness floods the hallway. And the call ends. Would you survive your own knock? Like, share, and subscribe before you answer the wrong call.
3, 2, 1.
Jake moved into a new apartment. Everything was fine, except the old radio in the bedroom. It wasn't plugged in, but every night at 3:33 a.m. it played static. One night, he listened closely. A woman's voice whispered, "Why did you leave me in the water?" His spine froze. He didn't recognize the voice, until it said, "You promised you'd save me, Jake." His dead ex-fiancée drowned 3 years ago. The static turned to screaming, and the radio caught fire without a spark. Now her voice follows him in every speaker, even in silence. She talks. Would you keep listening, or would you smash the radio? Comment, "Run," if you'd leave instantly. In her quiet suburban home, Ava's TV suddenly flickers. No signal. She reaches for the remote, but stops. In the static, 3 tall, faceless figures appear, swaying unnaturally, staring at her without eyes. Each emits a high-pitched hum, growing louder with each second. She tries to unplug the TV, but the cord bleeds dark liquid. Her phone buzzes, a video of her sleeping. She's alone, but in the corner of the frame, one of them is standing. The lights go out. Then the TV whispers, "You've been watching us. Now we'll watch you forever. If you see static tonight, don't move. Like and subscribe before they tune into you."
3, 2, 1.
Every night, Emma heard soft whispers in her dreams. A man saying her name gently, over and over. She thought it was just her late husband, memories haunting her. But each night, the whispers got louder, closer, until she could feel his breath. One night, she opened her eyes during the dream and saw him standing at the foot of her bed, pale, smiling, eyes wide open. "You finally remembered me," he whispered. She gasped awake, but the whisper continued, right behind her, in the real world. If you hear whispers tonight, don't turn around. Comment, "I heard it too," if you're brave enough. Mr. Beast announced a new challenge, $10 million for surviving one night in a house no one returned from. He went in with cameras rolling, joking like always. But within minutes, his smile started to fade. The doors locked on their own. The walls started whispering his own videos back to him, but warped and angry. In the footage that he's seen screaming, begging not to film anymore. Then, silence. All the cameras stopped recording. A week later, a video uploaded itself to his channel. Title, "I Won." But it wasn't his voice. Subscribe before he challenges you next.
3, 2, 1.
Cristiano Ronaldo arrived early for training. The stadium was completely empty, but as he stepped into the locker room, he heard someone quietly breathing behind him. He turned. Nothing. On his bench lay a pair of his old cleats. but he hadn't worn them in years. One was wet, the other had dirt, from a graveyard. A voice echoed from the shower stall. Ready for one last game? A rotted version of himself stepped out, eyes glowing white. This time, the figure whispered, you lose. Lights flicker, screams cut to black. Subscribe before he takes your place. Elon Musk sits alone, reviewing data from a deep space transmission no one else noticed. Voiceover. Elon found a signal, one not meant to be found. The transmission grows louder, screens flicker, a deep whisper echoes, distorted audio. We are watching you. Suddenly, the entire facility goes black. Red emergency lights flicker. Shadows shift unnaturally across the room. Elon looks up. His reflection in the screen isn't moving. It just smiles. He thought he was exploring space, but something from space had already found him. A single frame of Elon screaming flashes before total darkness. Some signals should never be answered. Subscribe if you'd open the signal. Scroll if you're already marked.
3, 2, 1.
Cristiano Ronaldo checked into a luxury hotel, alone. That night, he kept hearing the sound of a football bouncing outside his door. He opened it. No one was there. Then he saw it. A ball slowly rolling toward him, covered in scratches. When he picked it up, it whispered his name. Suddenly, a tall, shadowy figure wearing his jersey, with no face, stood at the end of the hallway. It mimicked his moves, step for step. He ran, but every room led to the same hallway. Until the figure whispered, "Your final match is with me." Cristiano screamed, and the lights went out. If you're brave enough, comment "Final match" and subscribe before he finds your name next. Jason rented a remote cabin to disconnect for the weekend. No Wi-Fi, no phone signal, just silence. First night, he heard a knock. He opened the door. Nothing, just thick forest fog. Second night, knock again. He waited, looked through the peephole. A tall, shadowy figure barely visible, not moving, just standing. He backed away. Knock. Louder. Closer. He bolted the door, turned to run, and the knock came from inside the room. He spun around. The shadow was in the mirror, its head tilted. It smiled. Now, every mirror he sees knocks back. If you hear knocking tonight, don't answer, don't look, just comment, "Leave me alone" below, before it steps through your screen.
3, 2, 1.
Last night, Emma's phone rang at 3:07 a.m. The caller ID simply said, "Me." But Emma was alone, staring into the bathroom mirror, with her phone locked on the sink behind her. As she slowly turned, the reflection smiled back, holding the phone, even though her real hands were empty. The mirror, Emma whispered, "Answer it, or I'll step through." What would you do if your reflection called you? Comment below, and subscribe now before your mirror rings tonight. Last night, while washing my face, I heard a whisper from the bathroom drain. I leaned closer. The voice grew clearer. "You're not alone. I'm awake now." I looked up. The mirror showed no reflection. My face, gone. Then, cold, wet hands slid from the drain, gripping my mouth, pulling me down. No sound. No escape. They're watching you from your drain, too. Subscribe now, before they take your voice.
3, 2, 1.
Cristiano Ronaldo checked into an old hotel before an away match, but at midnight he heard heavy footsteps echoing in the dark corridor, alone. When he peeked through the door, he saw a tall, shadowy figure wearing an old football jersey with his own name and number, but the face was pale, featureless, and grinning wide. The figure whispered, "It's your turn to retire forever." Paralyzed with fear, Ronaldo dropped his football boots, muttering, "I will never play again." But when he turned to leave, The figure was right behind him, grinning, closer than ever. Want to see more haunted football tales? Subscribe now, before the shadow finds you too. One rainy night, Lionel Messi checked into a forgotten hotel on the edge of an old forest, far from the city. As he settled in, he noticed the room mirror was covered by a dark cloth. Curious, he pulled it down. Anyway, only to see not his own reflection, but a pale, shadowy figure wearing an Argentina jersey, its hollow black eyes staring back. The reflection raised its hands slowly, but Messi hadn't moved. Suddenly, the reflection whispered, "Your final match is here." The lights flickered, cold breath brushed against his neck, but when Messi turned, the real shadow stood right behind him, grinning wide, holding an old deflated football. Messi gasped and the ball rolled toward his feet, covered in fresh dirt, as if dug up from the grave. Want more haunted football stories? Subscribe before your favorite player plays their last game.
3, 2, 1.
Late at night, Sarah checked into a quiet roadside motel after her car broke down. The old man at the counter smiled strangely and whispered, "Room 13 is waiting for you." Confused but tired, she entered the room. The walls were covered in strange handprints, small, child-sized, but smeared in something dark. Suddenly, the bathroom door creaked open, and a pale, eyeless little boy stepped out, whispering, "Play with me, forever." As Sarah screamed, the door behind her locked itself, and the old man's voice echoed from the walls, "No one ever leaves room 13. Do you dare book room 13? Subscribe now, before someone knocks on your door tonight. Bell.